Hello again. Normally in yoga meditation, we meditate on a form, on a person, a picture, an image, but a human being who represents God to us. Christians meditate on Jesus, Buddhists on Buddha. And so it is. Many meditators use form meditation as their main way of realization. They feel closer to that person, and through that person they feel closer to God. And they have spiritual experiences as a result. So that's called form meditation. And it may be your favorite way to meditate, and that's fine. Because if you do form meditation well, you realize soul and spirit along the way. And form meditation may be your favorite. It's my favorite. We gaze at an artwork or a painting or a sculpture which has the form of someone who helps us to focus on God. We could also do without the picture if we mentally have an image of Jesus or someone who represents divinity to us, perhaps a saint. But not a rock star, by the way. I had one devotee in years past who wanted to meditate on a rock star and got arrested for running around in his compound, running around his yard. So we're not saying that rock stars can't be saints. We're saying focus on a more traditional representation of divinity. It's been a fun life. It's been very interesting. So whenever you're focusing on another human form from the past or present, a present-day saint, for example, or from you're working perhaps not with a picture or a painting, you're working with a sculpture. There are all kinds of beautiful works of art that we can focus on, or a picture of a work of art. There are just so many representations of people who know spirit intimately, and then they can represent spirit to us. When you practice bhakti yoga, the yoga of devotion, normally you feel love flowing from you, love and adoration and devotion to that particular form, that human being who had spiritual experience and knowledge and truth. And through that person, we reach an awareness of spirit. The infinite God is represented so beautifully in that particular form. So that's a wonderful way to meditate. A human form helps us to sustain our focus because it's hard to think for most people in an abstract way. It's easier to think in a human way, person to person. But that's not what we're going to talk about now, because hopefully you enjoy meditating on spirit in form, spirit represented by a knower of the infinite. That's all wonderful. But we could meditate in a different way entirely, and that's called formless meditation. We find a way to launch ourselves into a beautiful awareness of spirit beyond form, not having a form, not having a body, not having a human body. So let's look into several ways. I'll end with the main one, but there are just so many wonderful ways to practice formless meditation, and it may be your favorite way. It may be your easiest way to go deep in meditation. So let's find out. There are so many wonderful ways to just step into a method of going beyond form. We start with some particular exercise, and we do it well enough, we end up being aware of spirit everywhere and spirit within us as well. The spirit within us is called soul, or Atman, A-T-M-A-N. So these are some wonderful ways to meditate too. So you're going to enjoy the possibilities. If you have never done these before, they're just wonderful. They help us get free of ego whenever we want to expand our consciousness and not feel so uptight as a person and uptight about the way life is going. If you focus in this way, your heart, your emotional nature will come along, so heart and mind will cooperate in launching you into a formless awareness, a formless meditation. And if you enjoy it, it's a wonderful way to go. If you're natural at it, just be grateful and go. So are you ready to try one? I'll tell you what it is, then we'll pause. You'll pause this program, and you'll take all the time you want, and then we'll do another one. I think I've got 7 of them here. Are you ready to go? You set up for meditation. You don't meditate within 2 hours of eating because you want your digestion to flow. You don't want to interrupt your digestion. So, and you want to get seated comfortably. If you lie down, you often fall asleep, so it's best to be seated. Some people prefer to meditate standing up. I recommend seated meditation. And you plop your legs and arms so they're comfortable where you plop them, where you just let them fall. If they're not comfortable, then just plop them again. Just let your arms or legs just feel comfortable in the position they're in. Nice straight spine so spiritual energy can move more easily within you. And then a few deep breaths. I recommend for beginners, 6 breaths, emphasizing long exhalations. Let's do one right now. We could go ha as we exhale. Ha. Let's do another couple right now together. Inhale. Again. Isn't that soothing and calming? Here we go. So first way, you could say, well, isn't this a meditation in form? We're talking about the first way is meditating on the form of a person who represents God to you. So we're going to now focus on being a fish. So we call it formless meditation. And the goal is to go from this visualization into spirit awareness, spirit everywhere. So this first one is, you're a fish swimming in an infinite ocean, water everywhere, above, below, left, right, and you can turn and go anywhere you want. Just there's water wherever you go. Yogis also say it could be an ocean of nectar, an ocean of joy, but I don't want to complicate things for you. So if you can think of it as an ocean of joy, do it. They call it nectar, swimming in nectar. And it's a wonderful way to go. But if you do feel a bit of bliss or joy or peace, fine, make that one of the qualities you're swimming in. So the technique is just as you are, having done your breaths, swim any way you like, anywhere you like, in an infinite ocean. Infinite water, bliss, or nectar. You're just having a wonderful time. If this image goes away and you're in a wonderful state, stay in it. But it's a way of triggering formless meditation and enjoying a quick way to get into spiritual awareness, spiritual consciousness. So are you ready? You're a fish swimming in an ocean, an infinite, there's no end to it. Just infinite ocean, no limits. And you swim, and you just enjoy swimming. That's your meditation. Being a fish, swimming. Turn me off and enjoy as long as you like. Welcome back. I hope you had a very refreshing time. This is a similar practice, but it's got its own wonders. In this case, think of yourself as a bird, flying freely, joyfully, in an infinite blue sky. Just like the fish was swimming, you're a bird flying as fast as you want, as far as you want, turning over, just turning left or right, soaring, descending rapidly, whatever you like. This is another formless meditation practice that helps you transcend ego and just have a sense of spirit everywhere, and also of dimensions of your consciousness that we don't normally access. Vastness, spirit. So if you're ready, a bird flying joyfully in an infinite blue sky. Go ahead and try this practice, see if you like it. Turn me off and rejoin me when you're ready to try another practice of formless meditation. Welcome back. You know, if you're beginning to feel peace or joy or just freedom, you're doing the meditation practice very well. You tend to get beautiful states of mind and heart. Third one, you chant the word Om, which is a wonderful way to sense the presence of spirit. The mantra Om is a powerful word that helps gather your consciousness, your mind, your heart, your thoughts, your feeling, gather your being, gather your awareness, and go into spirit. Or you could chant, Spirit am I, Spirit am I. So you could chant Om or Spirit am I. At the crown of your head, the top of your head. And that's the practice. I'm going to add some more here, but basically, chanting Om from your crown, the crown of your head, chanting Om or Spirit am I, you can go into formless meditation. Spirit everywhere is realized, light everywhere, delight everywhere. There is a refinement of this practice if you want to try this. You can do the one I just said, chant Om or Spirit am I in the crown area of your head. Or, and you don't have to do this or. You think of a ball of light, a sphere, the size of a grapefruit, not a grape, a grapefruit. And this sphere is 2 to 3 inches above your head. There is actually a part of your aura, your energy field, which has a ball, which is comprised of energy everywhere, but also there is a ball of energy right above your head already. So you can tune in with that more easily by doing this practice, and it will help you realize your soul and spirit. So the refinement is, instead of just the crown of the head, the top of the head, you could think of a sphere of light, mainly white light, the size of a grapefruit, 2 to 3 inches above your head, as you chant Om or Spirit am I. So just on the crown or on a ball, a sphere of light above the head, 2 to 3 inches. Either one. They're both part of this wonderful practice that helps us become spiritually aware. Another marvelous way of entering into formless meditation. So are you ready? Start chanting Om or Spirit Am I. Lift your consciousness to the crown of your head or above your head, and away you go. Turn me off and rejoin me when you're ready. But take all the time you want. Just enjoy the freedom, the clarity, the peace this gives you. Away you go. Can you imagine if we just had lifespans that were 1,000 years? We could use them. We could do so much yoga and let yoga express through us in so many ways. I vote for 1,000-year lifespan. What about you? Anyway, let us be delighted with what we've got. The next practice, on a candle flame. Do you know the candle flame dances a little bit? That helps us to concentrate. Candle flame is an excellent way to hold our attention. We're naturally engrossed by a candle flame. But I know of 2 serious experiences people had. Friends of mine built a beautiful temple meditation place, a vast space, and a beginner did candle meditation, fell asleep, and the building, the brand new building, got burned down. I also know a closer acquaintance who fell asleep while focusing on a candle flame, and her wall back of the flame came on fire. So be sure you're awake, and candle flames can burn down things. So be sure your flame is in a safe place, and be sure that you're awake enough to do this candle meditation. I've meditated on a candle flame for years and years. It's wonderful. I'm not saying be afraid of it. I'm saying be careful. Be conscientious, or you might burn your house down. Does it work just as well on a light bulb? No, it doesn't. The candle flame is very helpful, so it would be safer with a light bulb, but you have to judge whether you should be doing this one. And, enjoy this beautiful quality of life that you focus on with this flame, but mark my words. All right, get your candle set up. You could put some kind of glass or protection behind it. You could do some preventive protections of this flame. And many people do. But some people put it too near the wall or just in a dangerous place and don't think anything about it, because we're not living in past centuries where everybody knows about candles. We're new to candles. So being safe, set your candle flame at a comfortable distance where it's easy to gaze at it. It'd be good if it's at eye level, if the flame is at eye level, so you can look straight across at it. And when you're ready and set up, meditate on a candle flame, another wonderful way that formless meditation helps you become spiritually aware and awake. Proceed. Welcome back. This is a very soothing, peaceful way to enter into spiritual awareness. You feel that there is a calm lake that you are beholding, and you just calmly enjoy this peaceful lake. Now, throw a pebble into the middle of this lake, or a comfortable distance in your visualization, and you watch the ripples ripple out to the shore. It's a matter of focusing on making the ripples start and the ripples going out. And when you want, you can throw another little pebble and watch the ripples go out. It calms the mind, calms the heart. And as you just watch these ripples, they stop one day, and you're just sitting there with a vast mind, and you become spiritually aware. So, are you ready? Throwing pebbles into calm, still water, enjoying the ripple going out, one pebble at a time. One pebble, then the ripples, as long as that takes. Then throw another pebble and watch the ripples. Aren't these fun? All right, proceed. Enjoy. Would you believe we've already practiced 5 formless meditations? A similar one now. There was a man who became great. He was known as M, and he wrote down the words of Sri Ramakrishna, and you can benefit from all the wonderful labor of M by reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, which is a must-read book. I recommend the condensed version first to just get a general sense of it because it's so vast. Then read bit by bit the big, wonderful Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. You'll be inspired again and again. Every day you'll find something inspiring. But M was having trouble at home. He was a school teacher, a principal, and he was thinking of suicide when he found his way to Sri Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna, noting his condition, said, "Sit still and meditate whenever you see a still body of water, a lake, a pond," and in India they have all kinds of reservoirs, which they call tanks, which are calm bodies of water as well, stored water. Or if you can't find a lake handy, we want no waves. We want it to be calm water. You can just put water in a bowl and meditate on the calm, clear, still water in a bowl if you must. But hopefully you can find a lake that is still, a lake or a pond. And what you do is you gaze at this calm, calm water, and you feel that calmness within yourself, to the point there are no ripples of anger or fear or resentment, or there's no emotional intensity. There's just calmness in the water, calmness in you, mentally and emotionally. It makes you clear in mind and heart, and it's a wonderful way for you to eventually enter into spiritual awareness, soul awareness and spiritual awareness. Your soul is the spirit within you, this essence, this creative consciousness. So, that's how you do it. A still body of water, you look at it, you enjoy it, you strive to feel that calmness that's in the water is also within you, within your mind, your heart, your bones, your bone marrow, within everything. And you would do this for, half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, and just get used to it so that you want to be calm anytime, calm and clear. You just reflect on the water, visually, just mentally if you wish, or actually. And so what happened to M? Well, he overcame his suicidal concerns and became broadly known as a saintly person. Yogananda writes of him in the autobiography of a yogi, M. Mahendranath Gupta. So, this is a sixth way. Calm body of water, and just enjoy and become that calm and that clear. You're well on your way to realization. So let's do it at your timing, at your leisure. It's very enjoyable. So enjoy. Turn me off. Here we go again. It's hard to believe that there are so many ways to enjoy meditation, to get all excited about it. There are just so many beautiful ways. So here, you know what? There are 8 ways. I'm looking at the 7th here, and it's not the last one. Sky meditation. In this one, I recommend you lie back in your yard or on the beach, and preferably a day free of clouds. But the clouds, excuse me, the clouds don't interfere that much, but a clear sky. You just look at the sky, appreciate that it's totally clear, and just focus your awareness on that clear, clear sky. May your mind be clear like that. May your heart be clear like that. Sky meditation is wonderful. If you have a cloud, you can think of that cloud represents some thoughts and feelings I have that are drifting by and leaving me with clear sky. If you have a cloudy sky all the time, perhaps you can just visualize, picture clear blue sky. Or get a picture of a clear blue sky, an actual picture. Sky meditation. Yogis love it. I love it. You'll love it. And you'll love what it does to you. It clears your mind and heart. So just like you worked on this still body of water, sky meditation. Lying back, trying to be alert and aware while calm. I know there's a temptation when you lie down to fall asleep. So you practice staying happily awake, meditating on the vast sky. It's fine if you want to start with open eyes, just really getting sensitive to the vast blue sky. And then you want to close your eyes and maintain that vast clarity. That's fine. That's fine. But sky meditation is our 7th formless meditation technique. Enjoy it. Enjoy it the rest of your life. Away we go. Sky meditation. So what do you do after you've meditated on the sky? It goes without saying, but it should be said again and again. If you're going to get up and drive a car as you leave the beach, you have to bring the awareness down. You're learning through meditation to shift gears in your consciousness. You're going high in your consciousness. If you want to come back to your body and senses, you have to come down thoroughly. So it's very good to do some breathing, tense and relax your body several times. Walk around before you go anywhere. Just walk around. Get used to being back in your body. And when you're fully aware of your fingertips and your toes, and you feel back fully in the body, not spacey, peaceful, yes, but back for firmly, not firmly, that's the wrong word, back clearly in your body. You know you're back in your body. Based on the way you walk, based on the way you move your arms and legs, you're back in the body, okay? You bring your awareness back to the body before you do anything else, especially drive a car or get on a scaffold or work power equipment or maybe talk to anybody, you know, because you might appear to be dreamlike and spacey to somebody unless you're back and happily here, ready to relate. Come back ready to relate. Now, there are people who want to just stay calm in their patio and just stay high after meditation. That's fine. Unless you're expected to do something or relate to somebody, you got to come down, be back in your body to relate and enjoy your life. It's a wonderful thing to have a body. All right. Now, the main one. They're all great. So the main one is called not this, or neti, neti, which means not this, not this. Whenever you have a thought, you let go of it. You're meditating. You said, I'm going to meditate now. I want to experience soul and spirit. I want to be free of other thoughts and feelings and desires and fears. So whenever anything comes up into my mind or my heart, a bad memory or an urgent sense I have to do this next day, or I have to do this tomorrow, I have to do this next week, and I got to get ready, and we have all kinds of urgent little messages we've programmed in there too. So whatever occurs to the consciousness, we just let go of it. We're meditating now. We want to know spirit. We want to know source. We want to know cause. We want to be free of ego, free of separateness, and experience our oneness with others, our oneness with humanity, our oneness with God. So we chant mentally, not this, not this. And if our mind is clear, as we've let that go by saying, not this, this is not what I want to think about, is what we're saying. Not this, not that either, you know. So we just keep saying, when anything comes to our mind or our heart, a painful feeling or an interesting, distracting feeling, whatever, we say, not this, and we let go. It'll come back, of course. So we say, not this again. And if it keeps coming back, that's your exercise. You just keep saying, not this, and release it. Not this, not this, not this. And as you do this patiently, chances are you're not going to succeed the first day. It takes practice. But you get so you can release thoughts from your mind so it's clear, and feelings from your heart and your emotional nature, and just be clear and free and serene. And yogis who practice this and get good at it, at will, they just chant not this once. They chant it once. And they're clear. So it takes practice to chant not this whenever something happens, because suddenly you're thinking for a chain of thought for half a minute, you think, oh, I forgot to say not this. I'm meditating right now, and I'm striving to get clear in mind and heart. You know, I was distributing some beautiful, inspiring messages that I was going to give out at the county fair. And the printer said, well, you know, I don't think I should print this because I don't agree with everybody getting along. He says, don't you know the Bible? The Bible says this world's going to end in fire. You know, so he says, you yogis, you make your mind blank, and the devil gets in there and interferes with you, you know, and you do things the devil wants you to do. So you'll find when you get not this, there is a serene, wonderful state of well-being. It's not a blank state. It's a state of well-being in which there are no distractions. It's a super-aware state that is like heaven. So don't be afraid of your mind getting blank. Your awareness is powerful. It's at its best, and you are at your best. So chanting not this, it's a wonderful way to get your mind clear and free and have an emotional high state of being, high state of well-being. Peace comes first and then ultimately bliss and joy. So not this is a way to experience pure consciousness, your pure consciousness, your soul, the life force moving within you, the source of consciousness that enables your mind and heart to work. You experience that. So we are now going to do the eighth one, the eighth wonder, formless meditation. Practicing not this, and patiently. You don't have to fight it. It'll come and you'll be maybe irritated. A thought or feeling comes, or a memory you've been trying to avoid. You just, I'm practicing not this. You chant not this and you let it go. Not with anger or fear or bother, as many times as it comes. You chant not this and you let it go. And if it's one thing coming at you all the time, keep working at it. And you'll find a great benefit in dealing with all these different qualities of consciousness that we live in and very often don't do anything about. Well, you're doing something wonderful here. You're reclaiming your state of well-being and your state of wholeness. So that said, it takes practice, is worth the practice. If you find it too hard, do one of the others. But if you want to get right to the point and deal directly in formless meditation with spirit, not this. I've said enough. Go ahead. Get comfortable, do the breathing, and chant not this. You say, well, what if no thoughts come? Well, just enjoy. Enjoy that state between thoughts. Just keep releasing. During the day, you can think all the thoughts you want. You can have all the feelings you want. Just this meditation for 15 or 20 minutes, longer if you wish. You're going to dismiss whatever comes to your consciousness. You say, what if a blessed light and a sense of the presence of God comes? Well, enjoy that. Let it come. That's possible. But in the meantime, just any thought or feeling that comes into your awareness, not this. Release it patiently and abide. You're getting free. You're becoming a jnani, a yogi of wisdom. Enjoy. So in conclusion, these are ways of formless meditation which help you transcend mind and ego and enter into soul awareness and contact and life in the infinite spirit. I wish you well.